In the endless void between the stars, Voyager 1 drifts alone, silent, ancient, yet undeniably alive. For over 40 years, this small, determined spacecraft has journeyed farther than any human creation ever has. But just when scientists believed they fully understood its path, its systems, and its destiny, Voyager 1 sent something back. And it wasn't just any signal, it was bizarre, unexpected, unexplainable. A transmission so strange that it's shaken even the most experienced minds at NASA. What could be lurking out beyond the Heliopause, final boundary of our solar system? Could this simply be a technical glitch? Or has Voyager 1 encountered something profoundly unknown? Stay with us, because what Voyager 1 just revealed from the edge of interstellar space might forever change our understanding of the universe. Launched in 1977, Voyager 1's mission was originally modest: explore Jupiter and Saturn, take some snapshots, collect data, and then quietly fade into the cold emptiness of deep space. But Voyager 1 had other plans. Powered by a plutonium-driven generator and equipped with a 3.7-meter radio dish, the spacecraft refused to die. It pressed on, outliving its original mission, breaking free of the solar system's boundaries and continuing its voyage through the unknown, now more than 22 billion kilometers from Earth. Voyager 1 is farther from home than any machine humanity has ever built. And even after decades in the cosmic wilderness, it's still speaking to us. But nothing could have prepared us for what it said next. In May of last year, engineers at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory noticed something odd. The Attitude, Articulation, and Control System AACS, the system that keeps Voyager's antenna perfectly aimed at Earth, suddenly began sending scrambled telemetry data. Not just incorrect and incomprehensible. What made it stranger? The data was coming from an onboard computer that had been declared dead for years, and yet, despite the bizarre readings, Voyager 1 itself was still fully functional. The signal was strong, scientific instruments were working normally. Data continued to flow back to Earth, clear and reliable. It was like a person who had suffered a stroke yet was still speaking eloquently through another part of the brain. A malfunction, a cosmic fluke, or something more. NASA engineers worked tirelessly to diagnose the problem. Eventually, they reprogrammed the AACS to send data through the correct computer channel. The glitch stopped. Communications returned to normal. But a deeper question haunted the team. Why did it happen in the first place? No command had been issued. No solar event had occurred. No collision, no radiation burst, no hardware failure could explain it. Something unseen and unexplained had caused the change. Some suggest it was a random bit flip from cosmic radiation. Others think a degraded circuit may have triggered an automated response that misfired. But a growing number of scientists are now asking an unsettling question. What if Voyager encountered something out there? Something we never anticipated. Though Voyager has remained stable since the fix, the unease hasn't faded. The event, while technically resolved, left behind a troubling list of questions. Why didn't Voyager's fault protection systems activate? How did a long-dead computer suddenly start transmitting? And perhaps most chilling of all was, this change a reaction to something external. Voyager 1 has long since left the heliosphere. It now drifts through the raw, unfiltered chaos of interstellar space, exposed to cosmic rays, alien magnetic fields, and potentially phenomena we've never encountered before. Could it have brushed against a structure, a field, an intelligence, or has it simply passed through a threshold of reality that we don't yet understand? Whatever the truth may be, one thing is certain. Voyager 1, after all these years, may have just whispered back a message from the void, and it's one we're not yet ready to comprehend. Does it even need to be language? Could first contact begin not with words, but with a malfunction one so precise it feels intentional? If Voyager encountered something, and that something responded in a way that altered its systems, then humanity may already be part of a conversation we don't yet understand. And then comes the most unsettling question of all. What if Voyager didn't simply break but was changed? If that's true, what does it mean for the rest of space? Could other probes trigger the same reaction? And as we send humans deeper into the cosmos, could we stumble upon the very thing Voyager brushed against? Even more haunting than the phantom pulses are gone. Voyager is once again operating as expected. But now, many wonder, was that the true anomaly? Silence. One physicist put it chillingly. Sometimes the loudest scream is the one that stops suddenly. As scientists around the globe wait for the next strange ping from interstellar space, a quiet sense of unease is growing. The feeling that something is watching, that Voyager didn't just detect the unknown, it crossed into it. We now stand at the edge of something unimaginable. A spacecraft older than the internet, launched before many of today's researchers were even born, has returned from the void with something it was never supposed to carry: a whisper. A message not routed through expected channels, but through systems long thought dead, carrying fragments of patterns that defy every natural explanation. It's not just the mystery of what Voyager encountered, it's what it means, because if this signal was triggered by something intelligence, something structured, responsive, then the silence we've long accepted from the stars may not have been silence at all. It may have been waiting. Voyager 1 might not be a relic of our past. It might be our first ambassador, or our first witness, a witness to something so vast, so beyond comprehension, that it chose not to reveal itself with words or lights, but through the one place we'd never expect to look: a glitch in the data, a ghost in the circuitry, a breath in the system. And now, the question isn't whether we're alone. It's whether something or someone just acknowledged us in the dark. Because if that was their first reply, what happens when they decide to speak louder? The data packet that started it all has been archived. It's still under review, but early signs suggest fluctuations that defy natural explanation. Something triggered Voyager, and whatever it was, it might still be out there. Music weeks. After the initial glitch, Voyager 1 began transmitting fresh data from its plasma wave instrument. At first, nothing seemed unusual. Then analysts noticed an anomaly, a spike, a pulse brief and rhythmic, like a heartbeat. It pulsed once, then again, and vanished. They cross-referenced the signal with solar activity and cosmic radiation. Nothing matched. The pulse had rhythm, regular, deliberate, no known origin. When scientists tried to trace it in the raw telemetry, it was gone, as if it had never existed. A phantom event, no residue, but deeply felt. That's when the search intensified. Every kilobyte of data Voyager had sent since the incident was re-examined, not just scientific readings, but ambient static, background hums, electromagnetic noise. Buried deep in the carrier signal, they found subtle patterns, harmonics, rhythmic sequences, near-perfect repetitions, too precise to be random, too faint to decode easily. One NASA engineer, part of the mission since the 80s, reportedly said, "It's like something is knocking from the other side of a wall we never knew existed." Teams began feeding these sequences into AI models trained to find structure in chaos. And according to early leaks, the models responded. They detected syntax, structure, as if this wasn't noise at all but language, a message. Music. For decades, Voyager's golden record has been our message to the stars. We are here. But what happens when something answers? NASA's contact protocols still mostly theoretically anticipate unmistakable alien signals, prime numbers, universal constants, clear logic. But what Voyager encountered doesn't follow that script. It's not a message, not exactly. It's a glitch, a shadow, an echo, and it's happening in real time. Mission leaders are now dusting off old SETI documents, revisiting Project Ozma, even debating the Drake equation again, because the question has changed. What counts as first contact?